There we go. We are now recording, so don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So welcome again, one more time. My name is Sherry Higdon. Welcome to my home office, and tonight I'm going to be sharing with you about the program that you saw in the post or ad or something that I did, where I put some information out there about this program that my husband and I found that helped us lose a considerable amount of weight in a very short period of time, and it has been just a life changer for us. And so I'm sharing that program tonight on this webinar. So for those who are with me, we're going to go ahead and hop in. And again, those who join later, people might be watching the recording of this later, so no problem about that. So I am going to do a little screen share. And then we are going to get started. All right, so we will put me over here out of the way. And hopefully I am out of your way so you're not distracted by me. And we got our bar up here. So there we go. Welcome to Sherry Higdon Inc., my home office here tonight. I know you're like, okay, well, let's, but I know we're going to have people that are hopping on as we go along. So I'm just saying that for their benefit. I'm glad that you joined me tonight, and we're going to go ahead and get rocking and rolling here. All right, first things first, I just wanted to take a quick moment and invite you to, for one thing, in case of any catastrophic failures, because when you're doing webinars like this, something can always happen. It can just decide it wants to shut down. You never know with these things. So if you haven't already, I'd like to invite you to go find our page, the Higdon Herd, and like the page if you haven't already, and that's where you'll be able to keep up with more information about this program as we go forward. You can see lots of before and afters. I share testimonies all the time from people who have done or are doing this same program that we're doing, so you can see lots of testimonial befores and afters on that page, and any upcoming and new information that I share. We'll be building that page out quite a bit moving forward. So I just want to invite you to go there. You can find it by either just typing in the Higdon Herd, or you can go to this page, the fb.me/the Higdon Herd, and that will take you there as well. So I just want to invite you to do that. What will we cover tonight? What's the scoop? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you what I call the best kept secret in the weight loss industry. And I know that sounds like a huge claim, and you're like, okay, Sherry, been there, done that. I know there's nothing left out there that I haven't tried. And I felt the same way. Just to back up before I get too far ahead of myself, when I say that I've been there, done that, and tried everything, I'm not kidding. I was on my first diet before I was in the first grade, and around by May of 1999, I was approaching 300 pounds, and I panicked, and I felt like I was just out of options, because I had tried everything and nothing was working. Back in the day was when the whole fat makes you fat thing came out, and we're all eating low fat or no fat, fat free, and not losing anything, and miserably hungry all the time, and that sort of thing. So I decided that because of the health issues I was having, that I needed to have gastric bypass surgery, which I did. And for the most part, other than that pesky little deal where I almost died, had a little moment there that we got a little overdosed on pain meds and almost died. But after the cold and after a little stint in the ICU, we did well. We recovered from that, and we lost some weight. And we kind of dwindled down, and we stayed there for a while. And then a few years later, I developed some significant gastric or digestive issues that required multiple abdominal surgeries. And it was during that time that I started gaining this weight back, and I panicked. I was just desperate because I had been through so much to lose. Now, granted, I hadn't lost all that I wanted to lose to begin with, never had gotten skinny, but I was well I was well in the safety zone, well, way past that 300 mark and below 200 at that point. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gaining anymore, so I can live with this. But when I started gaining that weight back, when I started having digestive issues, I was frantic all over again because I did not want to get back to that same point again. So fast forward to the end of 2018, and we were introduced to this program. And again, I'm like you, I thought I had been there, done that, heard of everything, until my coach reached out to me and introduced me to this program. This program is going to enable you to lose weight without exercise, starvation, or deprivation. And I know what you're thinking, like, okay, Sherry, that's some big claims there. No exercise. What kind of weight loss program is out there that does not require you to exercise? There's just no such thing, right? Well, with this particular program, with our program, we literally, if you're not already exercising, we don't even recommend that you start. That let your body do the work, not to put any extra stress on it. And I didn't. I hadn't been exercising. That's not to mean that exercise is not good for you and it's not important. We're not saying that at all. But this program is not based on exercise. That's two separate things. Weight loss is one thing. Exercise is something else. Weight loss is for one purpose. Exercise is for another, for your body to strengthen your heart muscle, to strengthen your muscles, and your skeletal system and that sort of thing. And that's actually two separate things. This program is completely focused on your body getting in a fat burning mode and losing weight, and without starvation and deprivation. Now, the other thing that I promised you, if you come hang out with me tonight, was I was going to give you some information that I came across recently that's pretty unique. And I call it the instant pay raise. And so if you stick with me till the end of this, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get that information. I'm going to send it to you via email, but you stick with me to the end and I will give you the information on how to do that. And that will be important. We'll talk about that again later as we go through the information about the program and that sort of thing. So just hang with me and we'll get that information to you. If you're a W-2 wage earner, this you could literally see an increase in your paycheck starting right away. So with Christmas coming up and all this other stuff, then that'd be pretty cool, right? Excuse me. Before we dive in, I want to do a little disclaiming. You know how this goes. We have to always do that just to be on the up and up. And one thing that you might notice is I'm not throwing the name of the company or the program all over the place, and there's a reason for that. I want to secure the integrity of this program and the company, so I don't do that for a reason, because if I inadvertently say something that someone could say was, a claim that I shouldn't make or something like that, or overstep the boundary somehow, which I would not do on purpose. I am literally going to share with you what this program has done for us. Absolutely. And that's no wild claim. That's no theory. This is actually what happened for us doing this program. But that's not important. I heard all about how this program works, what I was going to do through it, and that sort of thing. Didn't even know the name of it until I actually went and signed up to get it and get started, and it didn't matter. So that's really not a big deal. But the big disclaimer is, as far as any weight loss promises or income claims or anything like that, we don't do that. Okay, we make no promises because we don't know what someone's going to do. You could get started on a program tomorrow, you don't follow it exactly or something like that, you might not get the same results. So anyway, been there, done that. We have now completed our disclaiming. Let's dive right in. What if by Christmas this year you could walk into a holiday event and all eyes be on you and everyone wanting to know, what in the world are you doing? What if you could just walk in there and feel so much better already, even if you've got a lot of weight to lose, but just already feeling it in your body, feeling it in your clothes. And you may be saying, well, wait a minute, Sherry, we're already into November. There's no way that I could tell that much of a difference between now and Christmas. Oh, yes. Yes, you could. Trust me. Believe me. No, you will notice the difference starting day one. It literally just starts happening right away. So there is no waiting. What if by Christmas this year you could be off some medications and feeling better? Again, not trying to give any medical advice. Certainly don't advise anybody to start on this program and dump all your medications, that's for sure. And especially if you're diabetic, I always tell my diabetic clients, be sure that you talk with your physician as you're doing the program, because your blood sugar is going to start coming down immediately. Immediately. There is no waiting. It's not a slow process. When you go on this, your blood sugars will start to come down immediately. And we have clients who get completely off their diabetic medications. We've had some, who significantly reduced their diabetic medications. We have people who've gotten off their blood pressure medications. Blood pressures come down, migraines go away. I mean, just on and on. And I could literally sit here the rest of the night and go over the things that have improved in people's health because of this program. So yeah, by Christmas you can notice a huge difference in your medications, how you feel. So how would that make you feel to just feel significantly better by Christmas? Imagine logging into Facebook this time next year and seeing one of those memories pop up. You know how those memories show up on Facebook every day? You'll see some kind of memory from a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. So just imagine logging into Facebook this time next year and not recognizing yourself. How cool would that be? I can tell you right now that I had one pop up. Was it this morning or yesterday morning? And it was a little video that I had done just playing around. Dean and I were out running errands one morning, and I pulled out the phone and was just teasing him, and it's like, okay, I've got him trapped in the car now because he's not huge on lengthy conversation. He's a man of few words, we'll put it that way. And so I get the phone out and I'm just playing, we're talking and back and forth. And I couldn't believe the difference in where we are today and where we were when I shot that video. It was just the difference in our appearance between where we are now and then. So yeah, it'll be cool for those memories to pop up, and you'll see those. You'll be like, what? Now I know what you may be thinking. Wait a minute, Sherry. These are some pretty wild claims. You're telling me that there's a program where I can just eat food, not exercise, not go into like a Biggest Loser program where I go into a workout boot camp and I'm working out 16 hours a day, or I'm starving 16 hours a day and that sort of thing. You're telling me you're trying to make this sound kind of easy here, and this whole weight loss thing hasn't been easy all along, and I get it. I hear you. I understand, because I have been there, done that. Trust me, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling your pain right now. But if you stick with me to the end, again, I have pictures to prove that this works, and I could literally, again, sit here all night long and just show you thousands upon thousands of pictures of people who have kept their weight off for years after doing this program. Years. This is something we're talking about eliminating obesity in your life forever, eliminating this. Okay, how am I going to do it? How is this going to work? Will I have to be this way forever? We're talking about eliminating that, because since we started this program at the end of 2018 and lost the weight that we've lost so far, even though we've had periods of time since then where we've not been 100%, or we've had some bad days or whatever, we haven't gained all of our weight back. I mean, it's like you can just get yourself right back on track and get right back down where you were. And that's never happened. There's never been a program ever in my life that I've been able to experience that. So this is, we're talking about life-changing program here that's healing your body from the inside out. And I will continue to say it's the best kept secret in the weight loss industry. It truly is. It truly is. So this is for us when the journey began. And in the top left, we sat down. at the end of our first week, and we shot a little video because we knew we were going to be sharing this with other people. We had decided right away that if we were going to do this, we were going to become health coaches, that we were going to take others along this journey with us, and that we were going to put ourselves out there. So we sat down at the end of week 1. This was actually after our first week. Dean had lost 13 pounds there. I had lost 7. And we sat down to do our little report and say, here we are. So week 1, we were committed to do it, and you can see on the bottom right, by week 8, we were convinced this is the real deal. It's working. You can just, you can see it right there, and in just that short a period of time, that big a difference. So I'm actually showing you our results before I get started even telling you about the program, so that you can see before you even hear that, yeah, it actually works. Just a couple more pictures of us. This was top left. We for our 30-year anniversary, we got all dressed up and went to the Asheville, North Carolina, to the Vanderbilt mansion, and went to a dinner and all that kind of stuff. So that was us before. And then on the bottom right, this is us after our first 12 weeks on the program. We lost the bulk of what we lost. Dean lost just 52 pounds, just melted off of him in no time. So you can see that progress was made. Now this is us on day 1, on the left side of each one of us. And I don't know how this works. I don't know how it works out, but I've noticed this more often than not. We did not set out to do a day 1 mugshot. That was not our goal when we did our day 1 pictures. We just wanted to document, okay, this is day 1 of the program. Here we go. But some way, somehow, we got what I think looks like mugshots out of the deal. So, but that being said, there we are, day 1, starting the program. That's where we were. And bottom right, this is where we are today. And so you can see one of the things that I noticed that stands out to me is that you can see the difference. Look at the difference in my skin from day 1 of the program till today. So that's what happens when you feed your body the right kind of nutrition. It changes things dramatically. So that's kind of where we are. That's where we are from an appearance standpoint. So I want to go over just some highlights of what happened for us physically during that time. Now, this machine may look familiar to some of you, the dreaded CPAP machine, right? And there are many, many, many people who live with this now and feel like that they can't live without it. And for example, Dean was told that he would be on a CPAP machine for the rest of his life. He went and did the testing. We had actually done it years ago because he's had severe sleep apnea for years, but he hated the machine and he wouldn't do it, put it away. And so we just lived with it for all those years. I don't even know how we did it as long as we did. But finally, we went back and said, look, we gotta figure this out. So we went back, got a machine that he could tolerate, and got him on it. Well, 2 weeks after we started this program, he was off the CPAP machine. Now, he was told that he had central and obstructive sleep apnea. And for those of you who are familiar with it, that'll make sense to you. But even after having nose surgery and throat surgery and all that, he still had the sleep apnea. And he was just told, you'll be on a machine for the rest of your life. 2 weeks after starting this program, I noticed that when he got up in the middle of the night, he wasn't putting the mask back on. And so about the third night in, I said, we got ready to go to bed. And I said, I noticed you haven't been putting your mask back on in the morning. He said, no, I just haven't. And I said, yeah, but I've noticed you haven't been snoring either. Now, when I say that, I say that very casually, but I'm talking about he had violent episodes at night. He would throw his legs and thrust his legs. He would stop breathing, and I could slowly count to 10 before he would take a breath again. So he was literally going for extended periods of time all night long without breathing. He was fighting the bed all night long subconsciously. So needless to say, we were both being affected by it. And literally within 2 weeks of being on this program, he got off the CPAP machine and has not been back on it since. Also, he has had excessively high blood pressure all of our married life, even before, because Dean started out small and then gained weight, and then then we started on the program together. I have been up and down all my life. I easily have lost a ton of weight in my lifetime, easy, no doubt in my mind. But even when he was smaller, his blood pressure was stroke level high all the time. I mean, it just stayed up. And no matter what kind of medications we put him on, it would not come down. Got on this program, and within just a few weeks, his blood pressure has normalized and been running more normal ever since without any medications. His skin, he has had teenage level acne, acne. Bless his heart, he just has oily skin. He's still got the pads. We're still buying medicated pads and all that, and just had terrible skin breakouts. He's just always had that. We get started on this program, his skin clears up. You saw the picture of my skin. You can tell the difference in my skin. Also with his feet, he would come home from work with his job. He's on his feet a lot. And he would come home from work and his feet would just be aching so bad. He would just be near tears. We get on the program. The inflammation leaves his body. He hasn't complained about his feet hurting since. For me, with my issues, I have fibromyalgia. I have degenerative disc. I have some health issues going on. I also have chronic anemia. And so I have to go every so often and have iron infusions. And this is one of the ways that I knew and discovered that this program that I'm telling you about, and I'm going to be going into detail of it here in just a moment. But this was the way that I knew that this program was legit. I'm like, okay, there's something going on here for real, because this should not have happened. I'm chronic anemic. I have to go ever so often and have iron infusions. Well, the months leading up to, and by the way, that's not candy that you're looking at in the picture. Those are supposed to be red blood cells, just so you know. But the months leading up to, before we found out about this program, my iron had just bottomed out. I was miserable. It just took everything I had to even get out of bed in the morning. I had no strength, no energy. I was flat miserable. I don't know why I waited so long to go to the doctor. I knew what it was, but finally I did, got to the doctor, and they concurred and said, yes, your iron has bottomed out and you need an infusion. So we got one scheduled. The week before that infusion, we started on this program. And within 2 days, I had a surge of energy in my body that I had not felt in months. And I knew that there was no other reason. There was nothing else that I had been doing different. And iron does not just come back on its own. You have to either eat it, you have to have it infused, you have to be taking supplements, you have to take a shot. It does not just show up one day. If it's gone, it's gone. And for me to feel that energy, I knew it had to be coming from this food and from this program. And it was such a difference that I was up with, subconsciously, not even thinking, I was up and around doing things around the house I hadn't been doing forever. And Dean even said to me, he goes, you're going to overdo it, And I'm like, I know, but I just haven't felt like doing, he knew, he had seen, he knows when I'm like that and when my iron is gone and when I needed infusion. So he knew exactly that something was going on, but it was absolutely from this program and from this food, and the fatigue and the inflammation in my body, all of it either gone or significantly improved since being on this program. So what's it all about? How's it work? What is it? That sort of thing. We want to know the scoop, right? We want to know the whole scoop. Give us the deal. Well, here's the deal. It's a meal program, but when I say a meal program, I don't mean like a Jenny Craig or one of those, and you'll understand what I mean as I explain it to you. What happens is you're going to get a box of food that's delivered to your door. And in that box is going to be everything from brownies, shakes, but not, excuse me, bars, penne, mac and cheese, oatmeal, pancakes, just a whole variety of things. Now, these are not meals and they're not snacks. They're called fuelings. And the reason why is because what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you eating every 2 to 3 hours. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be refueling your body every couple hours with high levels of nutrition. And when I say high levels of nutrition, I'm not kidding. Just the example of my chronic anemia is one example. I call this super nutrition disguised as food. Now you can interchange this. You can have, for example, if you wanted to have the brownie for breakfast, go ahead and have it, because everything in that box is interchangeable, meaning that they're equal in calories, protein, carbs. It's non-GMO, nothing artificial. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals, has a proprietary probiotic. So you can mix it up. You don't have to have one thing at one certain time, breakfast food, lunch food. You can mix it up any way that you want to. Excuse me. The rules of engagement, the 5-in-1 plan. Now, there are a variety of different, there are some varieties on this program, but for the intents and purposes of tonight, we're going to just assume everybody's on the 5-in-1. And I'd say 99.9% of people start out on the 5-in-1, regardless if you have 5 pounds to lose, 50 pounds to lose, 500 pounds to lose. And we have had people on all ends of the spectrum with this program. You're not limited to one or the other. But we do have variations for like nursing moms or severe diabetics or something like that. So it can be altered or changed somewhat, but for the most part, everyone starts on the 5-in-1. So you get the box that comes to your door. It has a month's supply of the fuelings in it. Now, this food comes looking like prepackaged food, but don't let that fool you, because it's not. Trust me, you could not go to the store and get bars or shakes or anything to equal the level of nutrition that you're going to get in this food. This is absolutely the big gun secret behind this program, is the high level of nutrition, what you're putting in your body and fueling your body with every couple hours, that's getting your body into a fat burn mode and fueling it with such high levels of nutrition. Now, you all know, anybody who's been around for any length of time whatsoever knows that our food supply is tainted, right? That it's dead for the most part. Even most organic foods out there, I have had clients who have I talked with, and they're like, well, I work with a nutritionist and they guide me on what to eat and that sort of thing. And I want to say, you know what? Working with a nutritionist, why are you 50-pound overweight? Why are you 100 pounds overweight? It's clearly not, our nutritionists, our dietitians are misled, and our food supplies are just not it's not the whole foods from decades ago. It's just not there. So if you can't get it through the food chain, the food supply, how do you get it? You get it through a program like this that is supplying you with such a high level of nutrition that your body can actually do the work. Now, where's the evidence in that? The evidence is from all the different programs that we've all tried. And what happens the minute you get off of them, you start gaining that weight back, right? So I digress. Let's go on with what the 5-in-1. 5-in-1, you've got a box of food that has come to your door. There's nothing that needs to be refrigerated or frozen, so you don't have to worry about that. 5 times a day, you're going to choose something from that box every 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours being the max, because we don't want your blood sugar dropping. So every 2 to 3 hours, you're going to choose something from that box and eat that. One time of the day, you're going to have what we call a lean and green. And what a lean and green is, that is a designated amount of protein with some vegetable on the side. And so by the end of the day, you will have eaten 6 times, and you will drink a minimum of 64 ounces of water, and you will lose weight. That's it. That's the program. The food is delicious. We love it. You're going to have some things that are obviously your favorites. We have our orders now pretty much look like ditto, ditto, ditto. We order the same things over and over again. But you know what? We're continuing to eat the food, and we will, because I know where my real nutrition is coming from. I tell people all the time, as an ex-nurse, that or I'm not practicing anymore. I still have a license, but I'm just not practicing. Haven't been for quite some time. But I tell people all the time, you could not get a higher level of nutrition unless you went to a hospital and had them put a tube down your nose and fed you liquid nutrition. That's the level of nutrition we're talking about. Your body is doing the work, but it's fueling your body with such high levels of nutrition that your body can do the work, and you're not starving, and your energy level goes up, and the inflammation starts leaving your body, and you feel like moving better. And to be quite honest, your body starts craving this food. I actually, last Thanksgiving, when we were on the program, I lost 3 pounds the week of Thanksgiving because I wanted this food. I wanted to just not just that, okay, I'm gonna hunker down and I'm gonna stiff it and I'm gonna stick to this program. No, Thanksgiving Day, we went to his sister's house, and we went in there with a plan, and we said, you know what, we're not going to let this fat turkey ruin our program. So we did. We went in there with a plan, but at the same time, we were feeling so much better. And by that time, we'd already lost so much. Dean lost 25 pounds the first month, and we had already started losing. The program was proving itself to us that we didn't go in there wanting to upset the apple cart. We didn't want to jump off the wagon. There was nothing there worth throwing it all away for, but we also at the same time didn't feel deprived. We went in there, we made protein our main thing. We made the turkey the main thing, and made sure that was kind of our main focus. And then whatever else we saw that we were like, okay, I'm going to have a bite of this or a bite of that. But you know what? I saved my dessert. I wanted my brownie. I wanted my brownie from the program. I did not have any sweets there whatsoever. I got home later and I had my brownie because I was craving that and I wanted that. And so you will find as you feed your body this level of nutrition, you actually prefer it and you want it because of how it's making you feel. Seriously, it's that simple. I mean, it's just not complicated. You eat every 2 to 3 hours like clockwork, 5 times a day from the box, 1 time a day, a lean and green, drink 64 ounces of water, lose all the weight you want. That's it. That's the program. And I know. It's like, that's it. That's all you got. Surely there's more to it than that, right? No, that is amazingly how simple it is. And I did not try to complicate it. I tell you what, when I spoke with my friend John, and he told me about how effortlessly he had lost 40 pounds, how he'd kept it off afterwards, how it had changed his life, I said, you know what, I'm in. I was so ready, and I wanted to, as he explained the program to me, and I recognized and realized, you know what? I haven't heard of this. I haven't done this. This is new to me. Then I said, I'm in. I'm ready to give this a try. I want to do it. So I think if he had told me that, you know what, when the box arrives, what you need to do is rip the lid off and you need to eat the cardboard, I think I laughed and I tell people I would have thrown some salt on that bad boy and I would have been eating it because I was so ready. But I just didn't complicate the issue. I did what he said to do, eat from the box, and to show you how forgiving this program is designed to fit into every single lifestyle. And in fact, the first day of the program, excuse me, we had to be out and about that day. Dean works second shift. We do all of our running errands or whatever we're going to do early in the day. So the morning we started this program, we had some things we had to do. So we stopped off at Cracker Barrel and I got grilled chicken tenders with some broccoli and green beans on the side. He got a salad with some grilled chicken, and he lost 13 pounds the first week and I lost 7. So if that tells you anything. So if we messed up, we didn't mess up too bad. I'll tell you that. And so it's just everything about the program I love because it's like they have thought of everything. I call it super nutrition disguised as food because they could have done this and said, here's a shake, drink this 3 times a day, or here's some pills, and put that same nutrition in something, but you wouldn't have felt like you were having something sweet. And for someone like me, I can have chocolate all day long. While I'm on this program, while I was starting on phase 1, I could have a chocolate brownie, chocolate shake, hot chocolate pudding, all in one day and still be losing weight. And it's super nutrition. These things disguised as super nutrition and delicious. And you're like, okay, in 2 hours, I get to do that again. So, and then the lean and green, you get to fix meals, prepare foods that are similar to what you're used to eating. And so you're not feeling like you're all oh, deprived and left out and miserable and that sort of thing. No, you're not feeling that on this. You absolutely do not feel that way. So that is that is truly how the program works in a nutshell. And if you will do these things and not complicate it, it's like my coach told me: if you modify the program, you get modified results. But if you will just follow the plan, you absolutely will lose weight and your energy will fly through the roof. I have clients who have surpassed me, absolutely hit their total goal. I still could lose more, but you know what? I am down below where I was after I had the gastric bypass surgery. I'm not gaining anymore. And if I do flub up a little bit, I can get right back on track. And so I am just happy as a clam. And because this is something that we have for life. No more trying to figure out this weight loss thing. So let's talk money, right? You're like, okay, Sherry, this is the deal. You kind of got me interested here. Maybe this is something I haven't heard of before, that sort of thing. But now let's how much, right? I know that's deep. That's on your mind. It was mine too. I'm not going to lie. But just stick with me here and we'll get you through there. I will tell you all about it. I told you all about how the program works and what it can do for you. I showed you what it can do for us, talked about the physical, and just one backup thing that I want to talk about, because people tend to talk about the weight loss issue as it's just a health thing. Like it's just, and that is truly important. It really is, like getting the blood pressure down, getting off the CPAP machines, quality of life, that sort of thing. But can we be honest for just a minute and say that the number one reason in your mind and in your heart that you want to do this is because you just want to feel good again. You want to feel attractive. You want to like what you see when you look in the mirror. You want to feel good in your skin and your clothes. And to be able to walk into a family event and not shy away from taking pictures, or have people go like, ooh la la, what's going on with you? And you look great, and feel great about yourself. You know what? That's not vanity. That there's nothing wrong with that, because when you feel good about yourself like that, you convey that. It affects how you interact with other people. It affects your confidence level. So yes, you're sleeping better at night, your energy levels up and that sort of thing. You can chase the kids around, you can run with the grandkids, and that's all awesome and wonderful. But how you feel about yourself inside, that's priceless. That's just priceless. There's just no price tag you can put on that. And so that alone, if you don't do it for any other reason than that, then from the other things, the medical things that happen on the side of it, the getting healthier part, that's the icing on the cake, so to speak. For me, that's like, oh great, those things are wonderful. But you know what? I don't want to fit in my jeans again. I wanted my clothes to fit. I want to be able to go shopping in my own closet. I wanted to feel, I wanted to feel attractive to my husband. And so those things are absolutely priceless, and you can get that back with this program. So um, let's say you're ready to get started. Let's say you say, okay, this is what I do. What would I get? You would get what we call the Essential Optimal Kit. And in that kit, again, it's going to be a month's supply of those fuelings, and that's going to come to your door. And as a premier customer, you're going to get a month's supply of fuelings. You're going to get a variety in that first box. It's really difficult to do a custom order for your first order because you haven't tried the foods yet. You don't know what you like. So you get a variety in that first kit. And then after your first kit, you can get back with me and say, hey, Sherry, my order's getting ready to come in again. I like to do a custom order. I like some more of this or less of that or whatever. And then we can get together and I can show you how to do a custom order, or you can call the company at any time. They have awesome customer service and they will walk through an order with you. So super duper easy to do. As a premier customer, you get free shipping, and you also get a 10% reward credit, which means every time you order, you get 10% of however much you spend towards your next order. So you have that in your cart waiting, and it automatically comes off. So then that happens every single time you order, which is awesome. There's no contract. You're not tied into anything monthly other than you are on a monthly auto ship, but that's no problem because you have your own back office. You can log in. You have absolute control. You can change your order date if you need to next time. You can do, like I said, a custom order next time for your next order. You have absolute control of that. The other thing that you get with this this program is the support. You have a coach, in this case, which would be me, and we have online groups where you can go in there and you can see other people who are going through the program, who are posting their results and that sort of thing, which to help you with your motivation. So you're not in it and doing it alone. Lots of people are just like, okay, they get on the program, like, I'm going to do the program. I'm okay all by myself. I don't want to put myself out there like that. And that's fine. It's whatever you want to do. But you certainly are not in it alone. You have coach support in the all the way. Oh, I told you all that, but I didn't tell you how much the monthly fee was, right? So for the month's supply, the essential optimal kit is $356.15. And I've also failed to let you know that with that initial order, you also get some additional boxes free on the first order. You get 5 additional boxes of food that will come in that kit for free. So $356.15 for your month supply to get you through. Now, let's talk about let's talk about the money a little bit, because I know that some people are going to be like, have questions about the ad or concerns or whatever. And am I concerned about that? Do I apologize for the price? Absolutely not, because I know the quality of the food. I know the quality of this program, and I know that you could not duplicate this. You could go try to get you some bars and shakes and eat every couple hours, and you would not get the same results. And if you stop doing that, you would gain back whatever you did lose tomorrow, because I know what this is worth. They absolutely could have cut back the quality to cut back the price, but then you wouldn't get the same results. So is it worth this price? Absolutely it is. Absolutely. If you try to duplicate what you're getting here, you would spend 4 or 5 times that. Plus, you'd be living in your kitchen trying to prepare this quality and quantity of food so that you could eat every 2 to 3 hours. This is done for you. You don't have to think about it. You got stuff that's grab and go. You got shakes. You got bars. Anything that has to be prepared can be done in the microwave in a short period of time. So it's just designed to fit into your lifestyle and to work. So I just want to, but I do want to talk about the money thing just for a second. One of the things is, what do you spend currently every day? This works out for your fuelings to about $11 and change a day for 5 fuelings. So stop and just take inventory, if you would. What are you spending a day now on food? Maybe you're doing Starbucks in the morning and then Zaxby's for lunch. If you're doing that, boom, you've spent over $11 right there. So if you add that up over the period of a month, and you all of a sudden are transitioning and you've got your fuelings that you're taking with you and you're having to eat, that sort of thing, then you're offsetting the cost of the program right there significantly. And then also, what are groceries? And I'll tell you what happened for us. It actually stretched our grocery budget. It stretched our food, because the same amount of food that I was fixing one meal, making one meal out of, I could make 3 meals out of, because I was being very aware of the amount of protein that we were having and that sort of thing. So it literally stretched our grocery budget, not to mention the non-essential groceries that we were buying. And I kid you not, I was buying family size bags of Hershey Kisses, because I'm a grazer. I would graze all day. That's why this program was so perfect for me, because I want to eat. I just want to eat to be eaten. I love to eat. I'm an eater. Okay. I came from a long line of, people, family get-togethers, and the family that eats together, and, and just love food. So the fact that I knew that, I can eat every 2 hours, that was a big deal for me. So before I got on the program, I was eating, I was grazing all day, but I would just run and grab a fistful of Hershey Kisses from the bag, and literally was buying these bags that cost, when they weren't on sale, up to $11 for these family size bags of Hershey Kisses. So how much of that kind of stuff are you buying now that would be cut out of your grocery budget if you were doing this program? That would significantly offset the cost of this program. So just want to ease your mind into thinking, okay, they got the cha-ching going here. Let's figure this out. So what about getting paid to lose weight? How's that work? Well, like I said, we decided right out the gate we were going to become coaches. Now, Dean and I have owned 2 brick and mortar businesses in the past, and I can tell you the smaller business was $250,000 project. The larger one was $1 million project. So when I tell you that you can buy a quote unquote license to be in business, to where you can get paid to share about this program for $199, that is a walk in the park. That is nothing. So for a fee of $199, you can become qualified or a coach to where if you share the program with someone, let's say you decide to do it, you get on the program, and at Christmas, by Christmas, somebody's like, dang, what's up with you? I want to do what you're doing. You're like, okay, cool. And so you will have a link like I have that they can go to and they can purchase from you. And guess what? The next week, you get some money dropped into your checking account because you shared this program with somebody. It's that simple. It's that easy. So you can get your food paid for with 5 people. If you shared this with 5 people, boom, your food is paid for each month. So if you didn't do it for any other reason than that, just that, 5 people to get your own food paid for, so you can constantly and forever have this this level of nutrition coming into your home and into your body, it would be worth it just for that. But beyond that, what I call getting paid to lose weight is if you share it with more people and you have even more coming in, you're literally starting to get, some side income coming in. Now that's a whole nother webinar, which I'll be doing for those who are interested, discussing the whole matter of why everybody should have a business like this on the side, why everybody should be taking advantage of something like this right now. But you really should give it serious consideration. And because just the fact that so many people are struggling these days, and when you have the opportunity in a situation like this, you're like, well, Sherry, I don't know how to do a business like this, and I don't know how to go out and find people, or I wouldn't know what to say or whatever. Well, what if, let's just say, that you decided to do a program and you got on it and you're getting healthy and you bump into someone and they ask you what the heck you're doing. You say, you know what? I have a link to a webinar that my coach shared with me about this program to get me started, tell you all about it. So watch this. I mean, how hard would that be to share a link with somebody, let them watch a video like this, a webinar that myself and we have teams of people above me that coach people on how to build a business via Facebook and things like that, how to reach out to people. But again, I digress because that's not, but I just want you to know that option is out there. So bare minimum, if you become a coach, just to get your food paid for, something to take into consideration. The instant pay raise info that I'm going to share with you here in just a few minutes, take advantage of that. Do that and start increasing what you're bringing home from your paychecks right now. Could very well be more than enough to cover the cost of the monthly food for the program. So I hope that you will take advantage of that. And then lastly, just as a side thought, Facebook Marketplace. Perhaps you have a bunch of stuff sitting around that you could sell to get rid of, so that you could go ahead and get started on this without even taking any monies out of what you have coming in via paycheck and that sort of thing. That could give you an option. So anyway, just some things to think about. There are ways that the program will literally offset the cost for itself just because of food that you're not going to be buying. And then there are ways to get your food paid for. And then just some ideas for some strategic planning for others that are like, you know what, this is sounding pretty interesting. I think I'd really like to do this. Then yeah, sometimes you get creative if you have to. And you know what, I tell people, and I don't worry, because I know the people who are ready are going to take the leap and going to do it. I know others who want to will when they're ready, but it's just worth it. And I know that you'll be so glad that you did. So we just put it out there for those who are ready. Then let's do it. If you're ready to get started, if you're like, you know what, Sherry, I'm in. I've heard enough. This sounds pretty cool. I got to give this a try. Then you can go directly to my company site, which can be found at www.naturallybetter.us, and you can place your order. You would order the Essential Optimal Kit, and you would sign up. You would want to make sure that you look for and check the little box that says Premier Customer, so you can get all the perks and benefits of that. And then, of course, I will receive an email that lets me know that you have signed up, and I'll reach out to you so I can go over some more getting started information with you and that sort of thing. So that would be for those who are just like, you know what, you don't need to twist my arm anymore. I've heard enough. I'm ready. You can just go there, jump on board right now, and or after the webinar is over and place that first order. If you need to chat further with me, if you're like, Sherry, I've got some questions. I'm not 100% sure if, this, that, or whatever questions you have that may have come up, and you want to chat with me about that, then you can reach out to me via email at sherryhigdoninc@gmail.com. You can text me. Now, the reason I say text, not call, because if you're not in my already in my phone, if I don't already have your name and number in my phone, it will go straight to voicemail, and I may miss your call. So text me and say, just on the webinar, got questions. I was on the webinar and I got questions. I want to order. If you want help placing the order, if you're just like, okay, I'm in, I know I want to do this, but I want you to help me with my order. Will you help me place my first order? I can take your order for you over the phone? Yes, absolutely. I will do that for you. You can also go to the Higdon Herd page and message me from there. Shoot me a message through there and let me know, hey, I was on the webinar. I have some questions or want to get started, whatever. So you can get a hold of me those ways, and I'll do everything I can to get your questions answered, and we'll help you any way that we can. Now, finally, as promised, those of you who are interested in getting this information about the instant pay raise. Now, what I have done is I have done a little video to walk you through how this works. There's links in the document that you will get in the email. Now, you have to fill out the form in order to get this, so that I can send it to you via email. And the reason I want to do it that way is so that you will have it. You can put it in a folder. You can have it for later. If I sent you a link just to a separate website and you forget the domain, you forget what the name of it is, then you've lost it. You don't know how to go back and find it again. So this way it will come to you via email, and you can have that as a resource. Now, you will go to the little link you see up there, bit.ly/get instant pay raise. And when you do that, when you go there, you're going to see this little form. It's going to be just a blank page with a little form on it. It looks just like this: free guide to instant pay raise. Fill that out with your name and your email address. Click submit. And when you do that, then you will get that to your inbox. Now, I'm in the process of setting up a separate domain email, which means nothing to you. You don't have to worry about that. But I just want to tell you, be sure and check. If you have a Gmail address, check your promotions folder, because it's either going to go there or it may go to spam this first time, only because I don't have everything finalized with that yet or not. So you will get that instant pay raise information, but you may have to just look for it the first time. So check around. After you hit submit, give it a minute or two at the most, and then if it doesn't drop into your main email, check your promotions folder. If you're in Gmail, check your spam and trash folder, either one, but it will come. So till we get the other email information and all that switched up. Get it? So I think that is everything. Let me check. Oh yeah, we did good. We're right within the hour. So that is all the information. Let me go back here just real quick if I can. There we go. I just want to make sure you have all the contact me information that you need in order to get in touch with me if you have any questions. Again, if you are ready to go ahead and place that first order, you can go to naturallybetter.us and choose the Essential Optimal Kit. It will also give you the option to get Dr. Anderson's book if you would like that to go with it, but that's not absolutely necessary for your first order. Again, just for simplicity's sake, but you certainly can if you want to. But you get the Essential Optimal Kit and sign up as a premier customer. And if you need to chat with me further, there are the ways that you can do that. So I hope that this has been good information for you. I hope that you have, we'll go ahead and pull that up there. I hope that you have enjoyed our time together. And if you have any additional questions for me, be sure and reach out to me right away. I think that is all I have for now. Again, I want to thank each of you for spending this time with me this evening, and I hope you would decide to join us on our journey. I look forward to getting to know you and to help you along the way in your journey. So you guys have a good night, and we'll see you soon.